Welcome back to another episode of TheWorryWartGamer. Is there anybody alive today that doesn't feel that there's a problem with 343 and Halo Infinite? Now, I try my best to make sure that I don't just use negativity as a means to sort of drive positivity in the way of hits and subs and ad revenue, because that's seen as a positive, and the way to get it, unfortunately, is to drive negativity. And I don't want to do that. However, I've been around a long time, and when I see a company say things like, we're taking things out of beloved franchises because we want to accelerate live service, that's a signal to me that if a franchise as beloved as Halo, if characters like Master Chief and Cortana the Covenant, if the world that's as large as Star Wars can be sort of stripped down and discarded because of one singular focus with live service, then there is a problem. Maybe it's a me problem as a single player gamer who loves characters and stories, but I feel like if you're doing this to your top end franchise, then what does it mean going forward? And that's what I want to talk about. So let's say I'm a huge Xbox fan, been with them for 20 years, and they haven't really created much, but all of a sudden they're buying up studios, they're showing a willingness to do the homework, get talent on board, and hopefully that talent can create great new experiences. Everyone's jumping up and down, Call of Duty, buy this, buy that, and that's fantastic. However, I cannot play things, I cannot play acquisitions. I can only play video games, and I can't play video games that may come at some point in the future, that may be good at some point in the future, that may not be good at some point in the future. The only thing I can do is take a look at where we are right now. And I'll give you an example. Let's say as a Nintendo fan, which I am, all of a sudden, Super Mario Brothers comes out, and it is completely and totally gutted of everything and anything that made it special up until this point. Clearly, I can then indicate to myself that not only is there a problem right now, and that problem is probably going to carry forward in the future. This is why I'm getting to the point where these acquisitions, these game announcements, they don't mean anything to me. Perfect Dark doesn't mean anything to me. Starfield doesn't mean anything to me. Redfall doesn't mean anything to me. Fable doesn't mean anything to me because of what is going on with Halo. You can't just say this exists in a bubble and nothing else is going to be affected by it, because clearly, if the biggest franchise that you have, the driving force behind your brand, the reason that your brand exists, can be in this state because of accelerating live services, then why would I be excited about anything else in the future? How do I know that that acceleration of live service isn't going to degrade every other experience? How do I know that everything that they create going forward isn't going to be like Redfall? And we get the comment, well, you can kind of play it by yourself. However, it's meant to be played with a bunch of people. Every game like that is never as impactful, never has meaningful characters and stories the way the game's designed from the ground up to be narrative-driven single-player experiences do. And I'm not saying Microsoft has to do only narrative-driven experiences, but at some point, you can't just keep creating the same kind of content and then levy that critique at your competitor for creating the same type of content. If you want to create content, just make sure it's the best. Okay, you're making multiplayer only games. Well, are they the best? No. Microsoft doesn't have the best multiplayer live service games. They don't have the best single player games. So you cannot be a jack of all trades when you've never been a master of one. So if you've made it this far in the video, look, this is just my opinion as somebody who's been playing video games for well over 40 years. I've seen every trend come and go. I've seen the rise of companies. I've seen mistakes made that led to their demise. And I don't think that a hyper focus in on constantly monetizing every single aspect of every single creative process that you have And I feel that that is where Microsoft is headed, leads to a quality type of content. I just don't. I am interested in Redfall. I am interested in Fable, but I'm very cautious now. I'm not as excited as I used to be because this is Halo. This is Halo. People are looking for reasons why Halo is in the state that it's in. They're not sure why this is happening. I can think of 343 reasons why it's happening. And at some point, getting together at trade shows and taking pictures and wearing shirts and jerseys doesn't replace quality content. It just doesn't. There is nothing subjective about quality. It's objective. If you have no objective standard when it comes to the type of quality that you're getting, the types of games that you're getting, then instead of gaming, you're a social media gamer. And that's the biggest problem I have, and I'm seeing it happen more and more when it comes to these types of games and these types of crowds and just in general what people are expecting or allowing to pass as good. This shouldn't be happening to the biggest franchise almost in the world. Everyone knows who Mario is, everyone knows who Zelda is, and there are a lot of people all over the world, when you see a picture of Master Chief, they know who he is. Does Microsoft know who he is? Did they forget who he is? Does 343 know who he is? Or who the world of Halo is supposed to be about? What it's supposed to be about first and foremost? Or is it just going to be another shooter in a catalog, in a list of games, in a service that you can kind of play by yourself, but you can run around online and we can monetize you with skins? I don't want that to happen. I'm seeing it happen with narrative in games. I'm seeing it happen with Halo. Take a look at Reach and the story in Halo Reach, and then take a look at Halo Infinite and the state that it's in now, and tell me that a hyper-focus in on live service isn't degrading games. And the question is, will it degrade every single other first-party title coming out of Xbox and Microsoft in the future? This is my opinion. I want to be wrong. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.